It's CapTV with Albert Cargbo, Grace Kamisic, Madison Easton, Isabella Shun, Jesse Shy, Jess Guy, Jonathan Williams, Jesse Adair, Molly Head, Wes Triplett, Stephen Taylor, Theodore Hadley.
Hello everybody, welcome to CapTV. Today we're going to be highlighting television sibling, film.
We're going to explore the many aspects of film with a variety of segments. We'll hear from students on their favorite tropes and actors, discuss the 2023 Oscars with a special guest, and learn about the history of Bexley's own Drexel Theater.
Stay tuned for Capital Film opinions as well as upcoming movies you should check out. We'll be back right after the break.
You think this is funny? Yeah.
1 in 4 Americans are lactose intolerant.
Listen, I don't care that you're lactose intolerant, just tolerate it. What does that even mean?
1 in 3 Americans are gullible enough to believe misinformation that they hear in a PSA.
Just look at the numbers. This isn't even a graph, it's a picture of a monkey. And?
Don't be a monkey. Check your facts.
You think this is funny? Yeah.
1 in 4 Americans are lactose intolerant.
Listen, I don't care that you're lactose intolerant, just tolerate it. What does that even mean?
1 in 3 Americans are gullible enough to believe misinformation that they hear in a PSA.
Just look at the numbers. This isn't even a graph, it's a picture of a monkey. And?
Don't be a monkey. Check your facts.
Hi, I'm not Michael Jordan. I'm Nathan Holt. You may have seen me walking around campus cleaning up trash every morning. Capital University has given me this time to talk to you about something we both really care about. Littering. Think about this. Many of you littering right now are under 20. Do you realize that at 20 you've only lived 1/4 of your life? Imagine how much trash you'll leave if you keep going like that. Listen, you've got at least 3/4 of your life to go, so don't blow it. Don't litter. If you're littering, stop it. Get some help. Capital wants to give the earth a chance. And so do I. Hi.
Welcome back to CapTV. First, we're going to hear some Capital student opinions on actors who they believe deserve Oscars. Let's take a look.
Angela Bassett. That Oscar was stolen out of her hands and she should have had it. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. It was a legacy win, but everyone knew that Angela Bassett should have won the Oscar. Her performance in Black Panther was amazing, and more black actors deserve to get Oscars. Just because Jamie Lee Curtis has been in a lot of movies and she's amazing for it, doesn't mean she should have gotten that one. She wasn't really a huge part of that movie, but Angela Bassett carried her performance in that, so.
Oscar Isaac, because his name is Oscar.
All right. Andrew Garfield. He is very attractive and also a very talented actor, and he was Spider-Man, so why not?
Eddie Murphy, because I think he got snubbed for his Dreamgirls performance.
I think the amazing Tupac Shakur deserves an Oscar, R.I.P. his soul. Greatest rapper, greatest actor. Honestly, we ain't seen better acting since. Forget Denzel, forget Will Smith.
The actress I think deserves an Oscar is Florence Pugh, because she's super talented and her range is insane. Plus, like, her ability to just adapt to different accents. I'm obsessed.
I have nailed it down to Emily Blunt. I looked it up because I wasn't sure if she's won an Oscar or not, and she has not. She has been nominated for her role in The Quiet Place and Mary Poppins. Both I've seen, and both I've thought that she did a really good performance. And but she didn't win the Oscar for either role, so I think that's the reason. Yes.
Taylor Swift. Well, her direction in the All Too Well short film, her acting in The Giver, and the Amsterdam movie. Very good.
Definitely Danny DeVito. I am the biggest Lorax fan that you'll ever find, and he voiced the Lorax. And he's also in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Really good show. He's just an icon, and he's in the Jersey Mike's commercials now. Who could hate Danny DeVito? You know what I mean? What a talent.
100%.
Flo Pugh. Have you seen Midsummer and also like Black Widow? Yeah.
I think Matt Damon deserves more Oscars than what he already has because he's incredible and amazing, and his performance in The Martian was truly unmatched.
Oh, this fellow, what's his name? Oh, I really fancy Dylan O'Brien. Yes, his work in The Maze Runner and, Teen Wolf. In the all too well 10-minute version. Just superb.
Okay, might be controversial. I really, really want Zendaya to have an Oscar, but I don't know if her like acting abilities are like measured up to the deserving of an Oscar, but I want her to have one because I love her. Spider-Man Far From Home. Yes.
Wow, what a good package that was. I love when we do Man on the Street interviews. Those are always my favorite. I love hearing about what CAP students have to say. So, Theodore, who do you think deserves an Oscar that doesn't have one?
Well, I can think of two right away, and first off, I would say Michael B. Jordan. He's an actor I've seen since TV, rise up from Friday Night Lights, have some bad stuff like Fantastic Four, then go through stuff. He might be Superman eventually, so never know about that. And then another one who's coincidentally worked with Michael B. Jordan recently is Jonathan Majors. He's been killing it the past 6 months or so. I've seen him, everything he's done, he's been amazing. Best part of just about every movie I've seen him in.
Sweet. I love Michael B. Jordan and Creed. Those are great movies. Yeah. I would have to say my answer to this question is Florence Pugh, not because one of our lovely producers of this show has been pushing that answer on everybody that answers this question, but also because I love her in Little Women. She's pretty good in Don't Worry Darling as well. But yeah I'm a big Little Women fan with Miss Flo. Yeah. So cool.
And all of our actors are young guns, 30 years or younger.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to our next break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the history of the Drexel Theater with Grace.
No Hall Sports. It saves lives.
My name is John Dooley, and this is A Touch of Beauty Salon, Barber, and Spa. We're located at 844 East Main Street between 17th and 18th Street, and we've been here for over a year. Just as our name suggests, we provide a full range of services for salon, barber, and spa. Our hairstylists offer the very best in relaxers, perms, hair additions, haircuts, updos, and styling packages for events. Our barbers provide razor cuts and full-service haircuts. And our salon provides a premier assortment of services in professional manicures, pedicures, facials, waxing, and body wraps. We're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6, and Sundays by appointment. We love walk-ins, and we offer specials daily. You can visit us at atouchofbeautyhair.com.
If you're a Capital student, you've definitely seen the Drexel movie theater. It's kind of hard to miss right across the street with that bright marquee and everything. But even being a Cap student myself and a film lover on top of that, I didn't know much about the Drexel's history other than the fact that it's just really old. So I decided to do a bit of research and find out just what makes the Drexel so special. So the Drexel Theater was originally built as a grocery store in 1900, but in 1937 it became the building that we know today as it was converted into its famous Art Deco style by architect Robert R. Royce. That year it opened on Christmas Day with the film 1 Mile from Heaven, directed by Alan Dwan. At this point, the theater only had one screen and could seat 730 people. It was very popular, though, as this was a heyday for small theaters, often called neighborhood theaters. During this time, the Drexel and theaters of its kind played the latest Hollywood favorites. In the 30s, the Drexel was originally owned by William and Ethel Chesbrough, but when they divorced shortly after the theater's opening, Ethel retained it. In 1959, she started leasing it to Jerry Knight. Mr. Knight was said to have, quote, carefully guarded the Drexel's reputation by not showing explicit films through the 70s. I'm assuming this also means that he wasn't showing anything risky or independent, but when theater complexes in malls started gaining popularity also in the late 1970s, he decided not to renew his lease. Thankfully, in 1981, Jeff and Kathy Frank bought the theater and spent a whole month refurbishing it to its original 1930s splendor. When it reopened on October 27th of that year, it was a black tie gala, and they played the classic 1935 film Top Hat, and Ginger Rogers, the star of the movie, was there to introduce the film herself. Around the same time, as well as all the classic re-releases like Top Hat and Alfred Hitchcock movies, the Drexel started its tradition of screening more independent and art house films. This, quote, put the Drexel on the industry map nationally in the independent film world. Then, in 1991, to compete with bigger theater complexes and home video, the Drexel was split from its original one-screen theater into 3 smaller theaters to provide more screening options for its viewers. Not only did this bolster the theater's ability to have a variety of lesser-known independent films, but it also brought in a lot more viewers in general and helped the theater to thrive. Unfortunately, the economic recession of 2008 did not help the Drexel to thrive. Luckily, a not-for-profit group called Friends of the Drexel was formed with the motive of keeping the local landmark alive, and in 2011, they bought the theater when the Franks retired. They also brought in the Columbus Association for the Performing Arts to manage operations. In the mid-2010s, through these organizations, the Drexel went through even more renovations to bring it to the wonderful facility we know and love today. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2015 and was also granted an Ohio Historical Marker in 2017. Nowadays, it continues to thrive as a locally loved and nationally recognized home of independent theater and a landmark representation of theaters of old. Finally, did you know that as a Capital student, you get a discounted Drexel ticket price? It's pretty sweet and super affordable compared to big theater chain prices. So what's showing at the Drexel right now? You can always check the now showing story on @DrexelTheater on Instagram. Currently we have A Good Person, Champions, 1001, and The Quiet Girl. And if you've never heard of any of those, that's a good thing, because sometimes the best movies are the ones you've never heard of. A lot of independent film doesn't get good advertising. So definitely go check it out. I promise it's always worth it. And supporting the independent film industry has really never been easier than if you're a student at Capital.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is John Carey here at WXCU Radio, and today I'm playing my radio show where I play my own music on this station, which is really cool. You get to do that. And I get a bunch of feedback from callers coming in, and it really helps me with the overall mastering and other mixing aspects of the original final product. And it's a really great experience to be here, so you guys should really definitely think about joining it, because it's awesome.
Before joining Phi Beta, I was quite shy. Phi Beta has given me some of the most amazing friendships I could have ever asked for. It's a really beautiful thing that people can use their different art forms together collaboratively and to make something really awesome. Phi Beta has helped me grow into a person I could have never imagined myself being a few years ago, and I am forever grateful for that.
We could add more of that polls.
Yarn Club, the close-knit group you've been yearning to join.
Oh, right now?
It's cold, flu, and COVID season here in Ohio. Stay safe and healthy this fall by washing your hands, disinfecting your room, taking your vitamins, and wearing a mask.
Welcome back to CapTV's film episode. Next, we'll be hearing from Capital students on their favorite film tropes. I'm interested to see what they have to say.
Okay. Don't laugh, Karen.
Pull up my phone.
You're good. All right. What is your favorite film trope?
I think my favorite film trope is when the villain turns good, and you get to see the side of the villain a little bit more in the movie. The movie that comes to mind is Megamind, actually. It's one of my favorite childhood movies, and you just get to see like a lot of his backstory and like why like he's misunderstood in the movie and how he redeems himself in the end, and I like that.
I like it when the two romantic like love interests don't end up getting together at the end of the film. Do you have a favorite film trope and why?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a sucker for friends to lovers. I don't know. I just like, you just see like the best friends and like, you know, you need it. I feel like a relationship, you need the solid friendship, and then they turn lovers. So cute. So cute.
And my favorite film trope is friends to lovers, because there's just something so genuine about having that connection with somebody. All right, what is your favorite film trope?
Haters to lovers.
Do you have any reasoning?
No, it's pretty just entertaining to watch, I guess.
My favorite film trope is when they have a little accent, like in Fargo, when they all talk like this.
An 80s like John Hughes movie, like the end where it's like the soundtrack starts playing and then they're like, yeah, that's my favorite.
My favorite film trope has to be the comedic relief, because sometimes life is a little too serious and we just need to have fun in life. So yeah.
All right, what is your favorite film trope?
He's a bad boy, but he's good for me.
What is your favorite film trope and why?
I might be wrong, but I like haters to lovers. People that hate each other and then grow to love that person, and still hate the flaws but fall in love with them at the same time. Example, 10 Things I Hate About You. It's one of my favorite movies, and they hate each other at first, but then they fall in love with each other, and it's just such a sweet movie.
Perfect, thank you.
My favorite film trope is rom-coms. They just make me feel good. There's a little bit of romance, there's a little bit of comedy, and I think that everybody should lighten up in life and believe in a little love, so yeah.
What another great package, seeing some students around Capitol. Let's talk about film tropes. What's your favorite?
Mine is a long-standing film trope. It's the Wilhelm scream. It's in so many different movies. Audio people love to stick it in. You've seen it from Star Wars, Titanic, to just about any movie you can think of. Every time I hear it, it gives me a chuckle. It's just hilarious.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I have to agree with my friend Elizabeth, who was in this wonderful package. She said when they have a little accent, when people in movies have accents that you know the actor doesn't have in real life, it's always good to like make fun of the quality of their accent. I just watched 7 Years in Tibet with Brad Pitt, and his Austrian accent is pretty bad in that movie. Yeah. So when we get back from the break, we'll be hearing from some special guests on the 2023 Oscars. So stay tuned.
I just wanna boast about the best. I just wanna boast about the best. What? B&K Smokehouse on Main at Champion. I just wanna boast about the best. I just wanna boast about the best. What? Lips smacking ribs and slamming chicken. I just wanna boast about the best. I just wanna boast about the best. What? B&K Smokehouse and Main at Champion.
This is a Capital University public service announcement. No Hall Sports. It saves lives.
Everyone, we have Robert and Jesse joining us in the studio today to discuss the 2023 Oscars and hear their thoughts on the event. Also Theo is our host expert on this topic, so I'm going to be interviewing all three of them. So the first question is, out of the main categories, what were your guys' main predictions? We can just go down the line.
Well, I had a pretty good idea that Anything Everywhere All at Once would take home a lot of awards, but I wasn't expecting to take home as much as I thought they would. I thought Michelle Yeoh was pretty assured for Best Actress. I thought it was assured will win Best Supporting Actress. I didn't know that Jamie Lee Curtis was going to win. That was a surprise, though I kind of hoped that her co-star, her name escapes me at the moment, won the award.
Stephanie Hsu.
Yeah, Stephanie Hsu. I thought she did fantastic. I mean, no disrespect to Jamie Lee Curtis. She did great, but I just think that Stephanie Hsu did overall a stronger job, and I was pleasantly surprised on the other awards it took home, especially Best Picture. I was predicting either that one would win or All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once, it was just like a really, really incredible movie, like really unique. But at the same time, I was also surprised like how much it did clean house at the Oscars. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Michelle Yeoh, she was incredible. She's been around for a long time too. Like she was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon when I was like an infant. So she's been around for years, and it's great to like see her have her moment. Angela Bassett, I believe she was nominated for her performance in Wakanda Forever. Unfortunately, I don't think she won anything. I was rooting for her to get something. I did. Jamie Lee Curtis went over her, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I think. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis did win the Oscar, but the Wakanda Forever actress, her name escapes me. You know, you just said it.
Angela Bassett.
Yeah, Angela. She won the Golden Globe and a few other awards. So.
Yeah.
So, somebody else. Clearly, a lot of people noticed her performance.
Yeah, and then also I think Wakanda, I think it won Best Costume Design, which, it definitely had like some really great costumes. But yeah, I think I'm glad things turned out great for Everything Everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree with Everything Everywhere All at Once. One film I was surprised didn't come home with anything just because the recent death of his daughter was Elvis. I figured they would maybe give it a Best Picture because people love biopics about famous celebrities, or Best Actor because Austin Butler killed it, but it was tight with Brendan Fraser and then Colin Farrell.
I think it's Farrell.
Farrell. Okay, I always get those two confused. I knew that was a tough category, but yeah, I figured Everything Everywhere All at Once would do what the Titanic did in the 90s and practically sweep.
Cool. So now that we know a little bit about your predictions, what do you kind of already answered this, but what do you think about the actual winners?
I'm overall really happy with all the awards. I think we can agree. His name escapes me. I'm bad with names. The Best Supporting Actor for Anything Everywhere All at Once.
Ke Huy Quan.
Yeah, Ke Huy Quan. I think we can say that he has the biggest comeback in all of Hollywood. He was in The Goonies and Indiana Jones as the child actor, and he took a long acting break and one of the first films he did coming back was Anything Everywhere All at Once, and he won an Oscar for it. So I think we can agree that is the biggest comeback any actor has ever had.
Absolutely, yeah. And then also too, we haven't mentioned him yet, but Brendan Fraser winning Best Actor. It was great to see him get that, and that's like also like a comeback too.
That's possibly the second biggest.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard The Whale was like sort of a mixed bag, but like he was like really great in it.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah, I never got to see it, but I heard he was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean this is really like a transformative performance. Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't think, I've seen everything, everywhere all at once, but her performance, it was kind of like, it was funny, but I don't really know if it was like,
Oscar caliber.
Yeah, I didn't think it was captivating.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there were like parts where like she got like, really emotional and just like, and all that, but it was more like played to like kind of like a comedic, like almost like SNL type skit.
Yeah.
Whereas, Angela Bassett, just like some of the scenes in that movie that she's in, like she like is like really like emoting like a lot of pain and just like, throughout like that film. Not to get into like the plot and stuff and like, spoil anything, but it's like really like a intense performance.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I sort of forgot about Jamie Lee Curtis in parts of the film. But my thing is, I'm fine with most of the winners, but I'm never a fan of like remakes winning stuff. So All Quiet on the Western Front, I wasn't thrilled it won because it won Best Picture back in 1930, and I mean that was about 90 years ago. So if they do about the exact same thing, you might as well get an Oscar because it's very simple to do.
Yeah, that is true. I'm not sure if it's technically a remake per se. Maybe it's just another adaptation of the same book. And I have heard that it's mostly an in-name only adaptation where it changes a lot from the original source material and the movie that won Best Picture. So as with West Side Story, I've seen both movies and they're nearly identical to each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about celebrities for a little bit. I don't know how big you guys are on celebrities, but is there anyone at the event that was attending or in a movie that you saw that you were excited about?
There was, is it Hugh Grant who was being interviewed by the one lady, Ashley Graham, and he kind of was just like not engaged?
I think so. I think I saw something about that.
Yeah, I like him and stuff, and I mean, yeah, it was interesting to see him there and kind of shocking to see him kind of act that way in an interview. But yeah, it was great seeing him at the Oscars. It's always kind of cool, like seeing some of those like long time standing actors make an appearance. And yeah.
I would say just some of the winners, Brendan Fraser and Ke Huy Quan. They had my two favorite speeches of the night. They were both inspirational.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, even though I don't think she should have been the winner, she had another great speech. So that's probably my favorite thing, to see the emotion, the speeches they give. Like the one guy who won for RRR, it was funny. They sang this whole acceptance speech. I don't remember his name, but it's a very good speech. You should listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't really have any celebrities per se, unless they were in the movies, like Ke Huy Quan. I thought like his acceptance speech was how he spent time in a refugee camp and now he's on Hollywood's biggest stage. That was quite very inspirational, if you ask me. I thought all the actors had great speeches in their acceptance. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up soon, but I have one last question for each of you. If you could pick one winner for one category that you could control for this year's past Oscar, which would it have been?
That's tough. I'm kind of tempted to say Puss in Boots 2 for animated feature, but then again, Pinocchio was also a really great movie, so I could have gone either way, but it's tough, but maybe I'd go with there, or maybe give All Quiet on the Western Front another technical award, or I don't know. It's really hard. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, and so to like clarify the question, like if I could choose, I guess like one of the categories that I could pick like a different winner in?
If you could pick one category to pick the winner of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, so earlier I kind of talked about it, but probably the best supporting actress. Yeah, even though Jamie Lee Curtis is incredible, I think I would, change the results of that.
Yeah, mine for me would be best score, and that would be Babylon, because that was a bop. I listened to it in the car, shower, all the time. It's pretty good.
People love to make fun of a movie called All Quiet winning best score.
All right, that's everything we have for you this week. We'd like to thank our guests and everyone who worked on this show. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.